All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Ebonie, a.k.a. Fit Mom Diva of Simplicity Health Style, and today we have Miss Shante on the line with us. Shante, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. You have this beautiful background, a beautiful day over there in the neighborhood.
Thank
So
you.
I really do appreciate your time. And for those of you that do listen to the end, Miss Shante is going to explain some things about her journey that are definitely going to impact you. And for listening to the end, you will have an opportunity to get a special complimentary gift. So let's get started with what she has to share with us. Shante, tell us just one motivational quote that really inspires you, something that gets you going and motivates you.
It's by Marianne Williamson, and she says, "Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." And I have stood by that from time, and it's true. It's not that we're inadequate. It's our deepest fear is that we can be so powerful and impact others for change.
Yes, I hear that all the time, but every time I hear it, I really need to reflect on what it really means. And we do. We have so much within us that we're able to achieve and do, and we allow our fears to get in the way of us being able to actually achieve that. We don't believe that we're good enough or that we have it in us, or maybe we just feel like being lazy, but we have so much more potential in us sometimes than we give ourselves credit for.
For sure. And the quote further goes on to say that to ask yourself, who am I not to be? Because
Yes.
you see a lot of people out there who are very successful. So the important question is to ask yourself, who am I not to do the same thing?
Yes. Yes, that was a thought that I had not too long ago when I was browsing social media, and I'm saying, these people have just as much in them as I do to do this over here. So why am I not doing it? Why am I looking at them do it?
Right.
They don't have anything extra that's allowing them to be successful in this area that I can't be successful in this area as well. And then put my own spin and my own unique personality into it as well.
For
So
sure.
I think that understanding that we have so much potential and that we only stop ourselves as much as we are allowing ourselves to be stopped.
Yeah,
Really, at the end of the day, that's really what it is.
yes.
Tell us about a time in your life along those lines where you maybe didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel and you were stopping yourself through fear or whatever the reasons are. And you even had to overcome some obstacles. But at the end of the day, you were able to see your dream or your goal to fruition.
Well, about a year ago, I resigned from a 15-year career at a major university here in California. And soon after I resigned, my mother got ill. Now, my mother has a past history of mental illness. And so I've experienced multiple episodes over the span of my lifetime. But right after I resigned and stepping into a new journey, she came into an episode. And this episode was one of the worst I had seen in years past. And so with that came many obstacles to where my mother started accusing me of false identity, stealing her identity, and taking me to court, actually trying to get me to go to prison.
Wow.
And it was a struggle because I knew that wasn't my mother. It was the illness that was causing her to be irrational.
Right.
And so the struggle was still loving her and caring for her, just knowing that it's not who she really was, that she wasn't doing that to me purposefully, but that her illness is just causing her to think irrationally and just behave in a different manner.
Right.
Now, at the same time, raising 2 children and being married, and then also venturing off into a journey that I believed that God was calling me, which was to share my life story through blogging, writing a memoir.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to come to the realization that the battle wasn't mine to fight, that it was the Lord's. I'm a Christian believer, and so the Bible says that the battle isn't ours, it's the Lord's to take on. So I had to release that and put my faith into action.
Yeah. And I believe that when it's people that are close to us, family members, you want to love them in the deepest way that you can because they're family. They're your kin.
Right.
So saying that, you're just gonna ignore your mom or let her go, I mean, that's your mom.
Right.
So that could be a challenging situation. What would you say to other people that are going through something similar with a family member? And maybe it's not even mental illness. Maybe they're just irrational because of the stories that have followed them throughout their life. And they're looking at you like, oh, Shante thinks that she's all that because she's done this and this and this. And really, it's them holding themselves back based off of just their circumstances in life. How would you motivate and encourage these people and also be loving towards these people?
I would say, first you have to set boundaries, with the love relationship with your family, but then you have that other side, that's something that they may be going through.
Mm-hmm.
You have to set boundaries and love them from afar.
Yeah.
There's only really so much you can do when it comes to your own personal health, physically, mentally, and spiritually. You know that as a health coach.
Right.
And so you have to first identify with yourself and say, I know I love this person. I know I care for this person, but I also have to protect myself. And again, if you have children or a husband, you have to be there for them too. So
right.
It's really a fine line. It's not easy, but if you are able to speak with other family members or have friends that you can consult and that will give you the wise counsel to help you balance, or even seeking a therapist. Ebonie, I've actually sought a therapist through it all too, to just help me to determine whether or not I was then becoming irrational myself.
Yeah.
Right? Because it can really mess with you.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's my mother out of all people.
Right.
And so, you have to set those boundaries. And I did have a support system, but for those who do not, find somebody you can trust, seek out a therapist. There's a lot of people out there on social media that you can consult in. There are forums, there are groups, there's just a wealth of information, books, right? The TV. I've listened to Tony Robbins over the years, Joyce Meyer, Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes. Any type of motivational spiritual speaker, just to give you and fill you up, to encourage you, is the only way that you're going to be able to get through anything and overcome those obstacles. And believe it or not, there are genuine people out there who care.
Right.
And you just have to believe that they're out there and take the time to listen and digest what they have to say.
Yeah. And there's billions of people on this earth. And that's one thing that when people say, I don't have any friends, I don't have any positive minded friends, I don't know where to find them. There are so many events and seminars and online communities, online groups. There are people out there. It's just
for sure
seeking outside of your neighborhood to find them.
Right.
And the topics are endless. I can go on social media right now and find a group for almost any topic, A to Z. So even when these people are not local, you could be talking to somebody all the way across the world in another country that maybe even is going through a similar experience. And you comfort and you console and you encourage each other.
Right.
You know, they don't have to be right here in the United States with the way that the internet and online world is set up. It's almost like if you are connected to the online space, there's no reason why you can't find at least one person that you can connect and receive encouragement from, and vice versa.
For sure. For sure. It's so true. And that's what it takes. It really does. You have to seek out that counsel and that help.
Yeah, I think that sometimes people just they just may be afraid of sharing their story or their struggles than anything, because you'll find people. It's a matter of, are you open to connecting with these people and having genuine conversations? Because I believe that some people have been hurt, and so they're not trusting.
For
so
sure.
that might get in the way of them extending themselves out and establishing a conversation with someone that they don't know them. You know, everybody else has hurt me. You probably hurt me too. You know, that's
true. Yeah, that's true. And that takes time, right? I mean, especially on social media, you don't know if you're really talking to, unless you're talking face to face, like I can actually see you.
Right.
But if it's, you know, just words through a, you know, text message or email, you really don't know. And I totally get that. But I think it just develops over time by one searching out and feeling out, not necessarily initially engaging in conversation, but going to those forums and just looking at what people say and the consistency of the information that's given in the forum. And perhaps that will lead an open way to trust, and that person can reach out to a particular person who has been consistent in helping others through their situation.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. And in all honesty too, what I have come to find is that when you find that trustworthy person or persons and you start to engage in your life experience, then the yoke is broken. There's power in sharing your life story, because believe it or not, you and I are very similar than we actually know. It just takes me to share with you all of my life experiences, and I guarantee you'll find something similar. We all share the same life story in one fashion or form.
Yes. And that's so true. And our core, who we are to the core, and the things that we want in life are generally the same things. We all want to have a sense of fulfillment and happiness and joy and freedom.
For sure.
Freedom to be ourselves without feeling judged, you know? So it's just that we walk through life differently, and we set up division based on learned behavior, but at the core, we're all human beings. We all have same desires.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you know?
Right?
It's amazing how similar we are when we really get into conversation. And I really believe that you can almost have conversation with anyone and you'll find a lot of commonality. You will find differences because we all have different personalities and different hobbies and interests.
Right.
But at the core, we're very similar. Very similar beings.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about, speaking of interests and passions, talk a little bit about why you decided to be influential online, and a little bit about your brand online and what your intention is behind it.
You know, I've always had the desire to, first, I'm very open and expressive with people, and I genuinely care about the human race, and especially women, because we struggle in a lot of different areas. Self-esteem, you know, raising children, finding our purpose. You know, we're just a bundle of mess.
A lot going on.
we can be, at least, you know. But I feel like that's just what was embedded in me since a young child. Interestingly, as a young girl, I've always gravitated towards older women. So I've always had this sense of like older woman maturity about myself. And so I decided to go online because, again, just through reading and research, I came to find that sharing your life story, being open and being vulnerable,
right,
will, one, give you freedom and liberty. And
right,
indeed, Ebony, I need it because I've had such a struggled lifestyle and a challenge just growing up.
hmm,
And I don't want to use it as an excuse. I
right,
want to encourage others that through perseverance and faith, which is the core of my blog online, is that you can accomplish and do anything if
right,
you don't give up. You just have to persevere and you have to have faith.
right,
And I want to kind of unleash the power within my own story for myself and for others. Because again, the quote that I first started off with, the ending says, when you do that, when you share your life story, you give other people permission
right.
to succeed and to fulfill their own life dreams. So what great person, or the greatest thing in life to be able to do that, to give somebody else hope.
Right.
I, you know,
Yeah. It
yeah,
creates a ripple effect.
yes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my blog is further just about my personal life experiences, what I have gone through, but how my faith in God has brought me through it all. My tagline is, the solution to living life is in Christ. And I live by that. It's my personal testimony, and I've tested it. I've tried it for the past 20 plus years. I'm now 41, and he has never failed. It has never failed. It hasn't been easy. There have
Yeah.
been trials, tribulations, challenges through it all. But if
Mhm.
you stick to it and keep your eyes on the prize, you're going to get those victories over and over and over again.
Yes. And sometimes what we need to understand is what that prize is. If you don't have a very clear defined goal, it's very simple for you to say, okay, I trusted God for a little bit of time and then I experienced all these challenges. You know what? This is too much work. I give up.
Yeah.
But when you have a very clearly defined goal and you know what that prize is that you're striving for, you then refocus yourself and you say, yeah, I fell off for a little bit of time, but I'm getting right back on because this is what I want. I know exactly what I want.
Right.
What is your next step that I'm sure you may experience some challenges and obstacles with? What is your next step in your overall life purpose or growth, or just any new ideas that you have in mind that you want to be able to achieve?
That would be finishing my memoir. It has been very painful, yet rewarding at the same time, because I've had to go back and revisit a lot of things in the past.
Yeah.
But at the same time, each time I go back and I write those words out, as scared and fearful as I am, because again, I'm opening up. My life is becoming an open book. And
Yeah.
there are things that will be unveiled that people don't even know, that my husband doesn't even know, my children don't even know. It sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but I feel that that's something that God is calling me to do, because the end goal is that my story is somebody else's story. They're going to find something in there. They're going to find liberty. They're going to find freedom. They're going to be encouraged that they too can overcome.
Yeah.
So it's writing my memoir, Ebony, and it's been about 2 years. And sometimes there are days I struggle and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. You want me to uncover, you want me to write about this story, but I'm going to get through it. I'm going to continue to trust God and seek wise counsel, talk to my friends, and just have them encourage me and to see if I'm on the right path, because sometimes you need to seek other people because they can see on the outside of things, like where you're at, especially close people that know you. And I'm fortunate enough to have that. But again, as we discussed, just because you might not have that, there are other avenues. You just have to take the time, dig deep, and find that person that you can trust. But I came up with my own quote, which I don't know if it's my own or somebody else said it, but I'll give it to you. And it's not enough for others to believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe in yourself first.
Yes.
Right? Other people can believe in you all day long, but it's not enough.
Yes.
You believe in yourself. And that's where it starts. And we all have it within us.
Yes. Yeah, I always end my blogs with something very similar. Like, do you believe in yourself? Like, I believe in you. I believe in your unique greatness, but do you believe in yourself? Because you're exactly right. Everybody in your family, everybody in your neighborhood, everybody in your state could be believing in you. And you're sitting here like, but I can't do it. Then you're not going to do it because you don't have that confidence and belief in yourself.
Right.
I think that's key. You guys that are listening, make sure that you follow Shante. All of her contact info will be in the description box. And I find that on days where maybe I'm lacking motivation, because it's not always sunshine and roses and unicorns. You're going to have those days where you're lacking motivation. And I find that when I'm following people similar to Shante that have an encouraging story and try to uplift people, that I don't stay unmotivated or down for long, because I'm surrounding myself with people that are about something. They want growth. They don't want to remain complacent. They believe that they have arrived to where they are because they poured into themselves. And those are the kind of people that you're going to find that if you're struggling right now with identifying what your life purpose is and how to move from point A to Z, these are the type of people that you want to create in your space. I often also find that there may be times where we're the strongest person in our circle and everybody is looking to us for direction. And then there are times where, well, I need some prayer and direction, you know?
Right.
So those are the reasons why that you would want people in your circle that can help influence and encourage you. And people that are sometimes even a few steps ahead of you. You don't want to be the smartest person in the classroom. You want people in your circle that are a little further ahead of you and not be envious or jealous of them. Look at them as, this is a person that can help me get to my next level. Shante, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day today. I know you're a busy lady.
Oh, thank you.
Got other obligations and a family throughout the day that she's tending to. So I really do appreciate you for doing that. And for those of you that are listening that you also want to share your story or share your challenges and impact women around the world, please connect with me. All of my contact info is in the description box, and follow Shante. And I encourage you to connect and collaborate with her if you feel that she can be of value to you. You guys have an awesome rest of the day. Don't forget that if you need a community of like-minded women online, that you can join my Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group, which the link is also in the description box, and get a special complimentary gift. I won't tell you what that is right yet, but it is in line with you discovering what your life purpose is if you're in any need of career development, life purpose, and living a whole and healthy lifestyle. You guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you soon in our next episode.